as we discuss the biggest stories that affect you and I. With you in mind, we facilitate lively discussions, debates, and interviews on the topics that matter most to you and I. From social justice to economic empowerment, education to healthcare, governance, and more. Tackling tough topics and amplifying your voice. Join the conversation and make your voice count. The people's voice. Make your voice count.
Are you ready for the extraordinary? Something big is happening on your screen. Introducing VOP TV. Now streaming on SLTV channel 264. From breaking news to captivating conversations, news analysis, giving you all sides to the story. We break in-depth discussions on the issues that matter, from politics to sports, entertainment, and lifestyle. VOP TV on SLTV channel 264. Join us as we redefine what television means to you. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice.
The 2564 is coming up on Barney 9, right?
The 2564 Atlantic Tower.
What happens in the hush behind hangar doors? Who signs the papers that gamble with lives? Which truths were grounded before they even ever had wings? If you've ever buckled a seatbelt at 30,000 feet, if you've ever stared out of that tiny window and wondered who's really in control of the skies, it isn't just flight, it's power, it's politics, it's pressure sealed in steel. We're peeling back the clouds from runway risks to sky-high secrets. We're diving deep where most dare not to look. Aviation Scope, every Sunday at 7 p.m. only on Voice of the People TV. We don't just report, we reveal. We don't just ask, we uncover. Because when it comes to the skies, ignorance is turbulence. Aviation Scope, the sky isn't the limit, it's just the beginning.
Whether you've been with us through the ups and downs or just joined us for this festive season,
take a moment to cherish the moments you've made and look forward to making new ones on the horizon.
May this new year bring you everything good, everything prosperous.
As we bid farewell to the old year and welcome you to the new year,
may your heart be filled with joy and your home with laughter. And of course, may your spirit be filled with hope.
We'll be bringing you live updates, exciting performance, and inspiring stories throughout the day.
stay tuned for our special New Year's coverage and let's make this year unforgettable.
Thank you for making us a part of your celebration.
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. But for us, the technical crew,
it's weird for technical people to be in front of camera, but I just want to say,
now this one they make me come outside every day. Anytime when they call me, I will rush come outside. We don't get holiday.
Our holiday is part of our daily routine and we've embraced it.
I must say the work is challenging, engaging, and interesting.
We are all families here at VOP and we the technical crew.
For us, it's another day on the job.
But it's tough being away from family.
But the lighter part of it is that after the work,
we will stay connected with video calls and messages. Merry Christmas.
On behalf of the technical crew, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas, and here we are, job continues.
To know the happenings in the maritime sector, join us on the program Maritime Frontiers on VOP TV as we discuss key areas in the maritime sector from aquaculture, maritime transportation, maritime labor regulation, oil and gas exploration, ferry and passenger insurance, marine pollution and prevention, port operations, and lots more. Maritime Frontiers,
exploring Nigeria's blue economy.
In a world where truth is the ultimate power and opinions scream the loudest, it's time to wade through the noise.
Hunger no get tribe! Hunger no get religion!
And scan the human interest and trending topics that matter. Stay tuned to The Issues, your plug to the stories making the buzz, from politics to science and technology, social justice, and more. Let's tackle the tough questions and expose the truth. The Issues, on Voice of the People Television, Mondays to Fridays, 8 to 9 p.m. The Issues. Don't just react, understand.
Behind every broken desk lies a broken promise. Education shapes the nations. But who is asking the right questions? Introducing Edu Dialogue, the show that goes beyond the surface, exposes the cracks, the corruption, and the silence in Nigeria's education system. Edu Dialogue, Saturdays, 3 p.m., only on VOP TV. We break the biggest stories, from missing funds to policy failures. We ask the tough questions and demand real answers. Edu Dialogue, this Saturday, 3 p.m. on Voice of the People Television.
VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice.
This is African News on Voice of the People Television, where we don't just bring you the news, we bring you Africa's heartbeats, the policies that shapes our world, and the economy that determines our future. African News on Voice of the People Television. Stay with us.
VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice.
Welcome to the locker room, the home of football talk that matters. I am Jerry Arpehon. Join us every weekday, Monday to Friday at 5 p.m. Nigerian time, as we share the hot takes and hot debates in the exciting world of football. And joining me are the usual suspects, Ikechukwu and Mayowa, as we break down all the hot takes and everything that's happening in the football. Don't just watch football, live it with us. Catch us on the locker room and Voice of the People Television at 5 p.m. Nigerian time. And like I always say, if not 20 minutes off, please discuss.
VOP TV.
For 21st century media. And now, a new baby is born. Voice of the People Television. VOP TV. Youthful, full of vigor and penchant for excellence in the continent's media space. Exposing the wrongs, applauding the rights, dissecting the news without fear or favor, through factual and accurate stories and contents.
Corruption kills three things that makes a society.
Representing the interests of the people and giving them a voice. Voice of the People TV is here to stay towards building a fair society. VOP TV, Voice of the People Television, truly a voice for the people.
In a world where power shifts with every headlines, news breaks and events happens, we bring you unbiased and explicit information on politics, economy, and state of the nation. We break down the chaos. Facts, not fluff. Truth, not a spin. We discuss not just politics, but a glimpse into the future. Voice of the People Television. Now you have more than a voice.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. But for us, the technical crew,
it's weird for technical people to be in front of camera, but I just want to say,
now this one they make me come outside every day. Anytime when they call me, I will rush come outside. We don't get holiday.
Our holiday is part of our daily routine, and we've embraced it.
I must say, the work is challenging, engaging, and interesting.
We are all families here at VOP, and we the technical crew.
For us, it's another day on the job.
But it's tough being away from family.
But the lighter part of it is that after work,
we stay connected with video calls and messages. Merry Christmas.
On behalf of the technical crew, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas, and here we are, job continues.
Good morning and Happy New Year. Yes, of course, welcome to a brand new year, 2026. And this is how we start the show. This is the very first edition of VOP This Morning for the year 2026. I am Moses Humphrey.
And I am Chukwuma Okoro. Good morning and welcome to 2026. Now, before we welcome you to VOP, we have to welcome you to 2026. 2025 was a very big year, and we are grateful to God for keeping us all alive. We're also grateful to you for sticking with us all through 2025, and we expect you to stay with us as we get into 2026.
And of course, when it comes to the political space, a lot more interesting things are expected to unfold in Nigeria and the world in the year 2026. For Nigeria, first off, today we are supposed to have the implementation of the Nigerian Tax Act, going into full implementation. Oh well, Nigerians are quite apprehensive about how that is going to affect their lives, their bank accounts, the monies in their accounts, the monies that they don't even have. But anyway, government has said it will happen. And we wait to see how this implementation will benefit us in the long run. Oh, well.
I'm sorry, Moses. I'm sorry. Otumba, I have to call you Otumba now. I call him Otumba, he calls me Prof. I like the fact that you said Nigerians are apprehensive. But, I've always had this argument. Nigerians are not apprehensive. Nigerians are not angry. Okay. Nigerians are happy because when Nigerians become angry, when they become apprehensive, they know what to do. It is not Chukwuma Okoro that will tell them. You know
Absolutely.
Too. And you will not tell them, but they know what to do. Absolutely. Nigerians are still not angry. When we are angry, we know what to do.
Well, anger is in phases. But anyway, it's a beautiful year. And I think Canada just entered the new year about a few minutes ago, about 10 minutes ago. They just stepped into the new year. And, just going through countries that got into the new year, already for some, it's full swing. It's the day is almost spent.
Yes, almost spent. Yes,
almost spent for some countries.
Yes.
So it's back to work as usual, like you heard in the montage that was played earlier. And driving out this morning, some shops were opened already.
They have to serve people.
Excuse me. And the person that was with me in the car was like, "Wish there was a break. I wish people could just take a break. Like." When we transit from one year to another, there should be some sort of,
collective leave,
darkness, or just quietness everywhere. And then before the dawn, there'll be like a 24-hour break where nobody will be able to do anything, just rest from the troubles of one year, and then you start another calendar year. But that's not how it is.
That's not how it is. Now, I'm talking about the calmness of the streets in Lagos. As I was driving to work this morning, my colleague and I, and we're like, oh, Lagos is so peaceful, so free. You can drive, no traffic hindrance, no policemen on the road, no last mile, nothing. I said, Lagos is sweet. I said, bro, if Lagos is like this, it won't be Lagos again. Because it is the population that drives the business. It is the population that makes Lagos tick. So if we last like this for like 1 month now, a lot of people will simply move out of Lagos and go to where there is action. Yeah. Population is an asset. So people that travel, please, we're expecting you. Go and come back. We're waiting for you.
Tomorrow we'll be back to work as usual.
Back to work as usual.
For companies and everybody else. So
traffic will not resume. In places like Abuja, where the civil servants have all traveled home. Civil service, you know how it is.
And then they go back. Oh well. Now let's take you into some of the conversations we'll be having. We'll continue look at major events that happened in 2025. We'll just, take you through it, 2025 in retrospect. We'll look at some of those events. And yes, talking about events that happened in 2025, 2025 ended with one political declaration that a lot of Nigerians have been waiting for. Mr. Peter Gregory Obi finally told Nigerians where he will be pitching his tent. And he says he has gone to the ADC. Well, Peter Obi vows lawful resistance against any attempt to rig 2027 election as he officially defects to the ADC, along with
Senator Eyinaya Abaribe, and a few others. You know, a lot of them went with him to the ADC. So yes, it's going to get tougher in the political space in Nigeria, as 2026, of course, is, you know, campaign year leading up to elections. So it's just in about a few months, we'll start to see all the banners official now, you know, and then we'll get into the nitty-gritty of politics in Nigeria, and I hope Nigerians will benefit from it all in the, you know, in the end. But anyway, let's look at a few other issues that Nigerians are talking about. Now, the Lagos State Waterways Authority, LASWA, has confirmed that this is not a palatable news. I would not like to start the day with this, but hey, it's before us, so we still have to inform you anyway. So, LASWA, Lagos State Waterways Authority, has confirmed that 6 passengers died when a boat traveling from Ilashe Beach capsized near the Igbologun axis in Lagos on Tuesday. Now, 4 other passengers were rescued and taken to a nearby hospital for medical attention. The disclosure was contained in a statement issued on Wednesday by LASWA's head of public affairs, Wurola Alake. According to the statement, a Savvy marine passenger boat traveling from the Ilashe Beach house reportedly collided with a submerged object along the Niger Delta axis of the Igbologun Water Channel on Tuesday, December 30 at around 8:35 p.m. It was dark, obviously. Well, 4 passengers were rescued and taken to a nearby hospital for medical attention, while 6 others were recovered dead. And the statement added that search and rescue operations were ongoing as authorities worked to account for all persons involved in coordination with the Marine Police and other first responders. Well, LASWA emphasized that preliminary investigation suggests a collision with a submerged object, which, of course, we stated earlier. Oh, well, not good news for the families of these individuals, but we pray that we condole with them. Yes, we condole with the families of those that lost loved ones in this incident and other incidents that happened in 2025. In 2025. 2026 is a good year. It's a good year. It's a good year. We will not have all these. In fact, let me declare. Can I declare? Can I prophesy?
Yeah, why not? You have always been doing that, so I won't be surprised.
Can I prophesy?
One today.
All right. Well, 2026 is a good year. A good year for Nigerians. Nigerians will have a lot of things to smile about. That's me prophesying. I'm speaking positivity into 2026. But we must work towards it. Yes, we must work towards it. And in working towards it, we should take our leaders accountable. All right? Anyway, that's away from that particular story. There's another story, I think.
I'd like to say something on the
go ahead.
The waterways, this thing. Our hearts went out so many times last year. And so it's not a good way to begin this year, but like, unfortunately, that is what it is. A few people have lost their lives. But while we talk about, the cleaning the waterways, we also like people to take responsibility for their actions. What do I mean? What I mean by that is that how could people board, a boat at 8:30 in the night, traveling to where? Where were they headed to at that time of the night? Of course, the banks will not be open by that time. Offices will not be open wherever they were going to. I think it was.
If it was a beach house, that means they probably they were vacationing, probably. So from
vacation at
beach
night?
House, you move around at night.
You move around at
yes.
night. Okay, so where are those people now? Diasporans that came back. They came for
yes,
December.
it's vacationing. So
it's vacationing.
You could
I don't have a problem with that. My problem is this is not the first time we see people travel by boat at night. Why? Why would you have to do that?
Why do you travel by bus by night? At night?
If it happens, there could be rescue. But now there was no rescue. By the time, I understand, but look, because when you talk about 2026 holding promises for us, The future is the only way you can create future, or can predict the future, is by creating it yourself. And we say that the future is nothing but a series of probabilities based on decisions we make right here and now. And our circumstances in life is just dependent on the decisions and the choices that we make. I wouldn't encourage anybody to board a boat at night wherever the person is headed to. It's unfortunate that we had to lose those people. Though it happened last year, what we are saying is that, look, these things are avoidable. These things are preventable. Why do you just have to travel at night? It's unfortunate.
All right. I mean, I hate to start the year talking about negative stories. I honestly hate to start the year that way. But anyway, this one had to come out. The Kwara State government has issued a security advisory warning residents of potential attack on government infrastructure and other soft targets by criminal elements seeking to avenge the losses, I beg your pardon, seeking to avenge recent losses. And according to the state government, intelligence reports indicate that some bad faith actors are plotting to strike facilities and crowded locations, particularly during the New Year celebration. In a statement signed by the Commissioner for Communication, Bolanle Olukoju, citizens were urged to remain vigilant, especially during the crossover service, which of course has been experienced already. Oh well, away from all of these conversations, let's dive into some, hopefully some good news. Well, members of the Rivers State House of Assembly, where we talked about this one yesterday, as they rejected that offer, 100,000 naira given to them by the governor, Siminalayi Fubara. Some say it's an insult on them, but I think it's just, just good faith, just trying to be good, trying to give gifts. I mean, it's not about the quality or the quantity of the gift you give, it's the heart in it. But anyway, these are some conversations that will continue as we've stepped into 2026. And of course, the political space is heating up. It's heating up greatly. Well, let's take a breather now. Let's look at what the papers have for us this morning. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll serve you headlines. And then much later, get into the conversation proper.
From the views on the street,
we go to bed empty hunger,
to the blaring horns of a hustling city, the loudest voices of the common man got a medium to be heard.
This particular administration, they were coming unprepared.
It's not a bad thing to renovate the president's lodge.
Through top-notch programming, unbiased reportage of news, sports, business, entertainment, and cultural documentaries, Voice of the People 90.3 FM became a symbol for 21st century media. And now, a new baby is born. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV, youthful, full of vigor and penchant for excellence in the continent's media space, exposing the wrongs, applauding the rights, dissecting the news without fear or favor, through factual and accurate stories and contents.
Corruption kills three things that makes a society.
Representing the interests of the people and giving them a voice. Voice of the People TV is here to stay towards building a fair society. VOP TV, Voice of the People Television, truly a voice for the people.
All right, of course, yes, on most cover pages of the dailies this morning, you would find the advertorial, unveiling a new dawn in revenue administration, NRS, Nigeria Revenue Service. Together we rise, together we prosper. Yeah, so that's it. That's it. The flag off, basically, of the NRS, the New Tax Administration Act, takes full effect today, January 1st, 2026. Now, from this day newspaper, and you find that on most cover pages. But this is from this day newspaper. We hear Tinubu with major fiscal resets in 2025. 2026 will bring more robust economic growth. And the question I ask myself, how much robust economic growth did 2025 bring? Where you say 2026 will bring more. Oh well. Here's Energies acquires Moral and Prom's 20.07% stake in Seplat Energy in $500 million transaction. Peter Obi declares full membership of ADC, insists new Nigeria still a possibility. All right. Now, let's look at a paper that has more headlines. I guess they didn't get the memo.
Let's go to Nigerian News Direct.
Okay.
The window headlines. Hedge Energies acquires 20% stake in Seplat Energy for $500 million. Seplat Energy, is it not the one that has problems? Ernest Azudia. Seplat, yes. And Hedge Energy has acquired 20% stake in Seplat Energy for $500 million. Ekiti 2026, PDP candidate falls INEC over omission, sues for CAB. Now the big story, 2027, ADC welcomes Peter Obi, Abaribe, others as opposition realign. Nigeria is being looted into poverty, Obi alleges. As article says, Obi's entry marks turning point in building strong opposition. I'll tell that again. Article himself is speaking. Article says, Obi's entry marks turning point in building strong opposition. At the bottom strip headlines, FG, that's federal government, weaponizing EFCC to coerce May to join APC. Bauchi governor alleges. That's Bala Mohammed. NAFDAC approves first robotic surgery system in West Africa. Nigeria's economy expands as PMI hits 57.6 in December. That's it from the Nigerian News Direct newspaper.
All right, from Daily Independent, we have these headlines. 2026 message. Tinubu assures on more robust phase of economic growth. Vows to continue with global partners to eliminate insecurity. Plans to empower 1,000 people in each of the 8,809 wards. Asks citizens to stand together in unity, uphold patriotism. All right. And then on top of the window headlines, on top of the masthead, court rejects bid to halt implementation of tax laws. Peter Obi defects to ADC, says journey to rescue Nigeria has begun. All right. And then we talked about, yes, these headlines. Hedge Energies acquires 20% stake in Seplat for $500 million. Federal Civil Service goes fully paperless. Interested. FG persecuting me for refusing to join APC. Bala Mohammed. And this points to I think we talked about a certain group that the government is using to oppress and persecute opposition. We talked about that yesterday.
They say it's a task force.
A task force. ADP for VIP. All right then. I think if this is anything to go by, I mean EFCC is part of that ADP for VIP.
I wanted to say ADC for VIP.
Okay. Well, FG persecuted me for refusing to join APC. Bala Mohammed. FG issues 4 trillion naira bond to offset power sector debts. Abaribe defects from ABGA to ADC. Banking sector. Ownership shakeup looms as recapitalization deadline nears. Labour to push for new minimum wage in 2026. All right. Ajero speaks. Okay. Oh yes, it's is it 3 years now? 3 years from the last conversation on minimum wage. It's about 3 years, isn't it?
Okay, thereabout. On top of my head, I can't, but I know it's
under
this administration.
Under this administration, yeah. So. Well, do we have another paper to touch on? Let's look at.
Practically, they all have the the NRS. There's another one where Senator Yari is Senate. Okay, now this is from Daily Trust. Obi's ADC switch boosts coalition with the. Beside that, you have Gombe on the rise. Okay, that's an advertorial. Tax laws. NANS mobilizes for nationwide protest. That's the National Association of Nigerian Students, NANS. There's a big cover page advert there. This 2026, our prayers will be answered, and it's more like an open letter or wish or congratulations to the president by Senator Abdul Aziz Abubakar Yari. And it says, this 2026, our prayers will be answered. Are we working towards those prayers? Are we just praying?
I believe
like they say that a faith without work is what? It's useless. That's according to the Holy Book, the Bible. So Nigerians, as you pray for this 2026, please also work hard to make sure that God answers their prayers through hard work.
All right, and The Guardian has a few headlines on top of the advertorial. Obi's ADC defection fractures LP, reshapes opposition ahead of 2027. Investors bullish on Nigerian stock market, earn 37 trillion naira in 2025. Abuja court dismisses suit against new tax act, January 1 takeoff. And
very interesting.
Very interesting, yes.
You know, we talked about it the other day, and I said, somebody said, Barrister Darlington was there saying there would be lots and lots of litigations on the tax law. I said, Barrister, those litigations, where would they take place? Are they not in the courts? Not the Nigerian courts? Or where? Now, we have a test case here, and Abuja High Court has dismissed that suit. And subsequently, they will dismiss other suits because the president has been very emphatic. He said, look, no going back on.
I think the litigations will happen after implementation.
Litigations will happen after implementation.
While implementation, people will have reasons to take NRS. Yes. People
have reasons to take NRS to court. The court will just do the needful, which is what needful for the government.
It depends. It depends on the cases brought before the court. Yes.
Okay. I like your optimism, but I think I would like to describe it as blind optimism because the courts, Moses, you know what the courts are. When judges are singing on your mandate, you shall stand. What do you expect? When government is busy building houses and buying cars
I know that this is the general feel in Nigeria right now. This is how Nigerians
between
feel.
Perception and reality.
This is how Nigerians feel, but I would like to be optimistic.
Now, you've gone back to the optimism that I talk about. I don't want to share it. I like to, but I don't want to share it because I know how we roll in this country.
Okay. Well, and I would like to have faith that Lady Justicia will deliver justice.
Her eyes are open.
Even in Nigeria.
She's not blind. She's no longer blind.
She's no longer blind.
Her eyes are open. Her eyes are open.
And the scale seems to be
tilting.
It's tilting.
What's one
a lot more naira and dollars is making it tilt. Oh well. Let's just keep faith alive. I like to be hopeful.
Very well.
I mean that's the only thing that keeps one going. Hope.
Okay, now you have convinced me. So let's just be optimistic.
All right, let's take a break now. When we come back, we'll take you down memory lane, looking at 2025 in retrospect, dissecting a few of those issues that took place in 2025 as we project what will happen, may happen in 2026. Welcome once again to 2026. Happy New Year if you're just tuning in. This is VOP This Morning. Join us again after this break.
World Chiefs headlines, news breaks and events happens. We'll bring you all the and expert information analytics, economy and state of the nation. We break down the chaos. Facts, not fluff. Truth, not a spin. We discuss not just politics, but a glimpse into the future. Voice of the People Television. Now you have more than a voice.
It's a season of love, a season of joy, a season to celebrate you because you deserve it. From all of us at Voice of the People TV, we only want to wish you a very merry, happy Christmas and a prosperous new year ahead.
We're here with the leadership of VOP Television Lagos. We do appreciate this opportunity to say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to our viewers all over the world and admirers. Cheers.
ẹ̀yin tèmi ní nàìjíríà lókè òkun mò ń kí yín fún kérésìmesì ọdún yìí á yabo fún wa o gbogbo àlàrí bá ti ṣe tààrọ̀ náà gbégbá o. I wish my fans all over the world in Europe, America, Australia, everywhere a Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year. Catch ya next year.
As the year comes to an end, we want to take a moment to thank each and every one of you for your hard work, dedication, and the positive vibe you bring to Voice of the People every day. From all of us on the HR, we would like to say Merry Christmas, a happy, prosperous, and healthy New Year. Thank you.
This is to wish you a wonderful, spirit-filled, and Merry Christmas from Matthew Ukunswada.
This year has been so amazing with children, and that's why we're saying from Voice of the People TV, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and we love you.
You'll be wonderful all through the year. And this is from us, Voice of the People Television, saying Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year to you all. See you at the top.
Yes, I changed my name. I am a friend of the microphone. I talk and get paid, and I look forward to being in your studios, Voice of the People TV. That name is unique, and the brand is very sweet. I like the packaging, picture qualities, camera qualities, and then of course, the quality of human beings that I see sometimes on your channel. I'll be like, well, this TV station will go places. Voice of the People TV.
Oh yes, you are on to Voice of the People TV. Live here in Benin City, the cradle of black civilization. What are you waiting for? Tune in, bro!
Hey guys, what's up? How you all doing? They call me Ovisha Nelson One, your #1 celebrity host, and you are watching Voice of the People Television, VOP. Stay tuned.
Well, welcome back. Thanks for staying with us. This, of course, is VOP this morning. And we did say we'll be taking a look at 2025 in retrospect. But, you know, talking about 2025 in retrospect, yes, we started off with January yesterday, took it all the way to June. But then you think time, 2025, this time last year, we were talking about what happened where people went to collect palliatives and a lot of them lost their lives. I mean, happened in, there was one in Abuja, there was one in Ibadan, there was another one in Anambra.
And Okija, yes.
And where?
Okija, Anambra.
Yes.
Yes.
So, you know, good thing we're not talking about that this year. You know, we're not looking at 2025 saying, oh, but in December 2025, people died, in as much as I know that people died, but it wasn't wasn't as a result of Stampede. But the big story, you know, the way we ended 2025 really was the defection of Peter Obi to ADC. That was like, I mean, Peter Obi just gave Nigerians the biggest story of 2025, as it were. At the end of the year, just look, I'm moving over, finish to ADC. My fish, oh, well, for like lost, that's children died in it. You know, a few other people lost loved ones in that one. May their souls continue to rest in peace.
Yes, may their souls continue to rest in peace. Dele keeps saying something about, you know, follow up in journalism and all of that. Nigerians not following up on issues, because as a matter of fact, when something happens, you expect, and if it affects you negatively, you expect a bigger story to, so that you pray for it, so that it will overshadow that one. I can't recall what ended, what became of the queen, that the ex-queen, the ex-wife of Ooni of Ife that was involved in that thing. How that case ended.
I think the courts, they were
discharged.
They were discharged and acquitted.
Okay. Were there compensations? I'm not aware.
No, well, compensations.
There were no compensations and all of that.
I think it wasn't as if they were discharged and acquitted. I think the Attorney General of the state withdrew that case.
Okay, filed a nolle prosequi.
Filed a nolle prosequi. And as a result of interventions from high quarters, so they had to just let them go, because it's a case of vicarious liability.
Okay, third party.
It was also accidental. Nobody would have planned to have such.
Go on that. But it's interesting to know that last year, I can't recall seeing people sharing palliatives.
2025, yeah.
Yes, 2025. I can't recall. It wasn't very prominent.
Yeah.
And but even if they did,
it's as a result of
the management of the experience of 2004.
That it's better. Even if you are going to do this, it has to be done discreetly so that it doesn't attract huge crowd that will lead to stampede.
And again, well, if it did happen or if it didn't happen, it could be tied to the economic decline, economic downturn. But when we talk about economic decline and economic downturn, we also saw some people pay like 400, 500,000 naira, jump on the plane and go to one part of Nigeria for the festivities. So in the midst of
it's out of necessity. It's when you wait, really, you have to be somewhere.
Okay.
And you know that, look, if you compare the 500,000 that you would pay going and the millions that you probably pay if abducted.
Moses, I don't know why Moses is always afraid of kidnapping. Because you have value anyway, because you have kidnap value. Anytime we talk about this thing, Moses is like, okay.
No. I know it from the perspective of the people.
I went to the east and you used the roads?
Because I know people personally. I know people that have been kidnapped and made to trek for weeks.
Inside the bushes.
From the bushes, from Abuja, found himself in Edo State. He was kidnapped in Abuja. I know an elderly a friend of mine who was kidnapped in Abuja, found himself about a week later when he was rescued in Edo State. He was rescued in Edo State.
Wow. Without using the roads.
Without using the roads.
Through the bushes.
That's what
without using the roads.
That long stretch?
Yes.
So, but the point of it for me.
So don't blame me for having fear.
No, the point of it for me is that Moses says you have to be somewhere, and what is required of you to and fro a return journey is 1 million naira. And you open your bank account, what you have there is probably 65,000 naira. Oh, will you go and break the bank?
That's the difference.
You rather stay where you
are. So in the midst of all this economic decline, it's interesting to know that some people can still afford these things. So our prayers for 2026 is that economy should be democratized, so that everybody will have a share of it, the fortunes.
But unfortunately, it's never democratized.
That is what we are working towards.
There are slums in America.
There are. But on the average, the average American lives a very good life. Even if you don't take, because their priority sometimes, okay, let me save for a holiday. I want to go to Africa. I want to go to Australia. I want to go to
You recall that this morning when we were coming, I asked you, I said, is it like people save from January to travel in December?
Yes. People do.
Very intentional about it.
Because I asked myself, I said, in the midst of all this, somebody has 450, 400 to jump into an aircraft and then travel home, come back with maybe spending another 400, and on top of this, you still have to spend when you get home, because for you to be able to afford air travel, then
of course you must have sent materials home. You must have sent materials home.
Okay. But you use money to buy those materials.
That's what I'm saying.
I think a lot of people are deliberate about these things. They plan ahead. Last year,
I think it's a cultural thing.
From January last year, a friend of mine called me from the UK, and he was planning his father's 70th birthday. 80th birthday. And they started planning from January. He sent me pictures of the hall in Ikeja here and every other thing. We started planning from January. The birthday was held in December 20-something. So they had planned, they had saved, they had paid for the hall, they had paid the vendors and everything. When there was a change, sometime around October, he made people know that, look, there's been a change of hall, change in location, and all of that. So yes, people plan some of these things. They take their time to plan it.
They are very intentional. You walk around the streets of where I stay, and you're interacting with people. Like, young girl, are you traveling? You say, brother, I must have to travel. And you look at, if you like assess the business, if you evaluate the business, from your estimation, it wouldn't be in excess of 200, 300,000 at the maximum. And now that person has to pay for like this period, 50,000 to 50,000 for that's 100. Buy clothes, do things for family, and by the time the person comes back,
you're sound fresh.
People like keeping in touch with kid and kid, with family.
But at huge expense, that's my worry. You recall last year, one woman.
I like the way you say last year.
Last year. But he's not talking about 2025. He's talking about 2024.
He's talking about 2025.
No, I'm talking about 25.
Okay,
last
so
year.
it's clear. You are
It's
clear.
last year.
Yeah. Yesterday.
One woman disappeared towards 2024, and the total goods she's selling, on a rough estimate, can't be more than 50,000. She sells Coke, biscuits, and all of that under the pedestrian bridge. And when she came back the following, January last year, I was just looking at her. I said, in my mind, why would this woman expend so much? Because at that time, the transport fare was hovering between 70 and 80,000. Now, when she's returning, she would also pay, even if it's less, it can't be less than 60,000. So on the average, you are spending 160 or 140. And when you get home, you are not going to just fold your arms and spend almost 2 weeks without spending money. So on the average, she would have probably spent between 250 and 300,000. And everything she says, total.
Okay.
How does she make up?
Now the downside of it is that if you take stock, a lot of people that travel this Christmas, if we say 100% traveled, be very sure that 70% will come back. Okay, like 60% will come back in January. The other remaining 40%, about 20% will come back sometime in February. And another 5% will come back in March. There's a certain 5% that will never come back to Lagos.
Never come back?
Yes.
So they had planned it, that they had to return.
Some of them plan it, some of them don't plan. By the time they get home, they are stuck. They start looking for fare to come back, and one thing comes up, another thing comes up.
That's for those that didn't plan well.
For those
a
that
lot
didn't
of them
plan well.
They get
now,
stranded.
I know the lady that you are talking about. She disappeared. Another person is in that position now. Another person is in that position.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know.
Another person is in that position, So apparently, whether it was a shift or what, but a lot of people will travel home, spend a lot of money, and they won't come back.
And that brings it to the emotional part of it. If you know you can't make it down and come back, why would you have to take the risk?
It also goes back to what I say, democratizing the economy. If we have a government, that is intentional, we've been talking about diversifying the economy. While we talk about diversifying the economy, we talk about also, opening up more centers of economy so that people can, the city centers are already crowded. Infrastructure is carrying a very heavy burden. The local infrastructure, talk about the roads, the rail line, the evacuatory, the lavatory facilities, and all of those things. If within the urban areas, the hinterland, there is electricity, there are good roads, there are business opportunities. People who have no business,
of course,
coming to crowd in cities
for
like
instance,
Abuja.
You can
you know that in Abuja, some people live in Nasarawa State. Nyanya is in Nasarawa State.
Of course now.
But they travel every day to and fro into Abuja. And people that live within the adjoining, the satellite cities.
What about the
Suleja? Suleja, you know. There are people that travel from Suleja to Abuja.
That's what I'm saying.
On a daily basis. You know, and here in Lagos, Mowe is in Ogun State.
You are talking
Redeem is in Ogun State.
What about Ibafo? The moment you cross the Bega, you are in Ogun State.
You know. So the people, I know of a friend that, I had a friend that he was working in Lekki area, and so he leaves the house by 4 o'clock in the morning to be able to get to a place where he will join the staff bus. And by the time he gets home, it's around 10 o'clock. He was single, he will look for what to eat. And by the time he goes to bed, it's already past 1. And he wakes up by 4 o'clock. One day the guy just woke up and said he's not going to work, and that was how it ended. that was just how it ended. You know there are cases like that. There are cases like that. So what we are saying is that with this unbundling of the railway sector, the parting gift of Muhammadu Buhari to Nigerians, I keep thanking that man for what he did. If the governors are intentional and they start connecting one state to the other, you know, Ogun State, you get to one point, you board another one, and come to Lagos. A lot of people don't need to live in Lagos. If the southwest is connected, the southeast is connected, the south is connected, northwest, north central, northeast, life will be a lot easier. The city centers, people will, you know, start moving away. House rents will drop.
Of course.
Imagine a civil servant that whose salary is not more than 250,000 naira.
Somebody was telling me,
living in an apartment where he or she has to pay 5 million naira per annum. So where do you expect the person to get the money? Graft. Under the table arrangements.
And government, graft.
Yes, people keep suffering. Government government responsibilities keep suffering because people have to take the money either by hook or by crook. People must have to survive one way or the other. So the government should be intentional in doing all of these things. In the long term, in the immediate, to progress from the immediate to long-term plans. We used to have development plans, 5 years, 10 years. We had vision this, vision that. But those things are just beautiful on paper. Our problem is implementation. How do we implement these things? Are we very intentional about doing these things so that Nigerians will key into them? It is not the business of government to provide jobs. It is the business of government to make the environment conducive for businesses to thrive. And we keep talking about SMEs. These SMEs cannot thrive without electricity. It's very unfortunate.
Very unfortunate indeed. And the Buhari you mentioned now, actually, you know, it was if you're looking back at 2025 in retrospect, I mean, it was on July 13 that he was pronounced dead by his media aide, Garuba Shehu. Confirmed that he died in the United Kingdom. Oh well, now let's dive into it, taking you through 2025. We do understand that the former president, 82-year-old Muhammadu Buhari, served as military head of state between January 1984 and August 1985. He was appointed executive chairman of the Petroleum Trust Fund in 1994 by the Sani Abacha regime, overseeing major infrastructure interventions across the country. He contested the presidency three times on record, unsuccessfully. And these times were in 2020, in 2003, 2007, and 2011, before finally clinching the highest position in 2015 with the change mantra. And Peter Obi says he's bringing change.
No, what kind of change?
What kind of change?
Because
that was what we failed to ask.
What change are you bringing? What kind of change? You know, so I know Peter will tell us the kind of change that he's bringing.
Okay.
Now, is Peter Obi vying for the ticket of ADC?
Well, even Atiku says, look, this is a good addition to the opposition.
And he said it's a turning point.
It's a turning point. So we wait to see what they have agreed upon and which position, Peter Obi will take.
Because that's my worry about this. Because
everybody is worried, but doesn't look like Obi himself is worried. Doesn't look like he's worried.
Oh well,
politicians are incurable optimists, you know.
There's something we call Ojebego. Moses understands Ojebego. That is He's gone. He's going.
Okay.
You understand? When you, like you and I were discussing the other day, the moment you declare that you want to contest for governorship, automatically you are in a caucus. You become His Excellency. His Excellency.
At the level of aspiration,
at the level of, you don't even have
a ticket yet.
To contest.
You are Your Excellency.
You are His Excellency. You know, people start positioning themselves. You know,
you will not require a bodyguard before you see 5.
I work for. I was a special assistant on media, you know, to a global aspirant in Anambra State, and the moment he declared, it was my boss, the newspaper organization. So when he declared, he brought me into serve as his media head. And the moment he declared, and people started His Excellency, I called him and said, "Sir, this is excellency of a thing. It's deceptive. Don't let it get into your head." And he called together the caucus and said, "Please." He was a Londoner, you know, he lived in the UK for like 25 years and came in. And so you
are lucky that he is from UK.
You know, so
and he called Nigerian for the you become his enemy number 1 immediately.
So he now called the inner caucus and said, "Please, this is excellency thing. You know, please, I don't think it is good, you know, so let's just see how we can." My name is, he called his name, and the thing lasted for like 2 days.
And they went back to His Excellency. Just embrace it.
They went back to His Excellency.
And even if you contest and lose, you are still Your Excellency.
You are still His Excellency.
Honorable.
All
right, so
sorry, Moses. Honorable.
Go ahead.
Sorry, honorable. They give somebody as a special assistant.
To the special assistant.
You know, these governors, like, you know that in 2023, we appointed about 30,000 special assistants to the governor.
Yes.
Now, all of those 30,000 people became honorable. Yes, now, because the government letterhead, government of River State, so to the appointment and your salary is honorable. You go to his community and announce, "I'm now honorable." They will start calling the person honorable.
In fact, it has to be a maker of sorts. Everybody will come. And you see,
and that is why we don't demand we don't demand what is due unto us.
Yes.
Because when anybody ascends to a position, we just feel, okay, this one is close to me. It's my turn to get part of the national cake. Mm-hmm. And then people go, you know, cap in hand. Begging. Expecting handouts.
You are talking about somebody who has come to expect handouts. What about the one that, as of right, he will be demanding?
As of right?
Yes, that you have to.
Because he's close to someone who has.
Because
we are the one that made you. We are the one that made you senator. We are the one that made you.
That entitlement attitude will be there. I related the story. I shared a story with you. A friend of mine was lecturer in the Polytechnic. He has not been given ticket. He just showed his words that he's aspiring to be a councillor. A pious Muslim with that mark on his head. I was in his office one evening, and one guy just came and said, Honorable Otishele, it has happened. And they started talking. Said he impregnated a woman and she has to do something about it and all that. And I was just watching. As at that time, this particular friend had no money to buy handsets.
But he was occupying the office.
I was just watching. Now, I was watching on the perspective that this is somebody that does not have money to even buy handsets. Handset then could go for as little as 12,000, 11,000 if you are not buying the high-end ones.
High-end ones, yeah.
Now, meanwhile, he is also a pious Muslim. So how is going to navigate and abort a pregnancy for another person?
Is what you were waiting to.
I was watching. This guy stood up, disappeared into the campus, and when he came back, he brought out 15,000 and gave to this guy. I was alarmed. I just kept quiet. I allowed the guy to go because the guy looked apparently like a ruffian, and I didn't want him to cause a scene. So when he left, my friend came back. I said, come. How did he get this? He said he went to borrow it. One gave him 2,000, 1,000, and he collected everything and gave it to him. I said, is this politics?
That's politics for you.
He said that guy is the youth leader of his ward.
Oh, okay.
That if he fails to give him that money, whatever thing he has sown into that ward will be shattered in minutes.
But you see, the twist in things like this is, if that same person, after collecting that money, or any other money, sees another person that gives him higher,
exactly,
his loyalty will shift.
Instantly.
So that's why politicians are perpetually looking for how to loot, because those who demand,
we should blame ourselves.
We should blame ourselves.
No, it's shared responsibility. It's shared responsibility. Do you know why I said it's shared responsibility? Why we blame the politicians, we blame ourselves, we also blame the politicians. We keep talking about how a P2B doesn't give shishi. He knows where to put his money, in education, in schools, in water boreholes, and all of that. But we don't see him doling out money to individuals like that. If he does, I don't know. But his mantra is that I don't give shishi. Maybe not to influence people.
How do you think that will impact his chances this time around if he's flying the flag of the ADC? I think he will not give shishi. He will still go with that mantra of not giving shishi.
It depends on how he gives. And so that has been the worry so many people have. That has been the worry so many people have, that going into the primaries, and we know what primaries are in Nigeria, is he not going to
except if there's a consensus.
Except there's a consensus. Because if it doesn't, certainly.
Honestly, each time I think about this Atiku Obi's ADC ticket, I'm not too sure of the outcome, because Atiku, from all intents, will want to have that ticket.
He might disappoint you.
But I hope he would.
He might disappoint you.
I hope he would.
He might choose to be a kingmaker this time around.
He should. But unfortunately, politicians, they have a way of thinking. And if Atiku takes that ticket, ADC is dead on arrival.
The thing is that I think they have something up their sleeves, which they're
not letting out of the bag.
Because these people, especially Atiku, he has a way of maneuvering things.
Okay, let's go through some other events that happened in 2025, and then we'll continue the analysis that we're already given here. In August 10 precisely, 2025, there was a routine Ibom air flight from Uyo to Lagos, which turned chaotic after a passenger, now infamous Comfort Emerson, allegedly refused to comply with crew instructions, leading to that confrontation and then her being removed from the airplane. And we all know what transpired during that one. The video circulated online and all of that. And shortly after that, we also had the case of King Wasiu Ayinde Marshal, who also, stood in front of an airplane, and prevented it from taxiing. That, of course, made it to the public domain, and Nigerians talked about it, and it made it to the newsstands and all of that. The position of the president. There was a video where Kwamwon was speaking to the president. Basically.
As a matter of fact, Kwamwon had a lot of showing last year, from playing the Baku to face off with Awujale, and also his altercation with the president and all that. Honestly, I think he should be about 65 or 66 now. Okay. He should slow down a bit.
Okay, that's
the optics.
That's the
that's the plane
in front of me.
And
the pilot was
trying to taxi, actually.
Yes. One thing that scared me. One thing that scared me about this incident.
The pilot may not see him if care is not taken.
Not even that. You see, I was watching a documentary how the fuselage of aircraft sucks in people, and make them miss meat. What if it is that kind of aircraft that wants to take off and Wasiu was close to the plane, he would have been shocked and made a mincemeat.
I think the sucking of the thing is by the engine.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes, he wasn't near the engine.
He was close to the plane when the plane was taking off. He was close, he had to bend
by the side. He had to bend.
He had to bend. He had to bend so that his head would not hit the wing of the aircraft. And beyond the wing at the back is the place that can suck him.
Yes. I think this one happened before the Comfort Zone, because Comfort Zone was
part 2.
Was Quam 2. Comfort Zone was not described as Quam 2. This one was Quam 1. So the Comfort, okay, this is the Comfort. Oh God, my God! I really felt for the girl and for everything that happened to her.
She became a star. Well, I hope
momentarily, because after that she fizzled out too. So that we don't show the and I felt for her, and the thing of it is that it's unfortunate that it happened. It also speaks to the kind of rage that people have, both on air and on the road. You recall that there was a certain lady. Okay.
Generally, one thing I have observed: if you travel across West Africa, you will know that one of the characteristics of an average Nigerian that signify that you are a Nigerian is our restlessness,
impatience.
Do you know that the first embarrassment I got, the first time I went to Ghana, I went to play football on collegiate exchange this thing, and after training I was still on with my kids, so I went to a nearby store to buy toiletries. After paying, I was expecting my balance, and it didn't come quickly. I just shouted, "My friend, where's my balance?" This particular lady retreated into the house, left the store, and behold, 3 men just emerged with her. And I was wondering, in my mind, I was crying up. At least if they should attempt, at least I should be able to kill one
before you die.
Lo and behold, as they were getting close to me, they just fanned out as if they wanted to capture somebody. When I asked, I said, "What is all this? I want my balance." One of them said, "Oh, sorry, it's a Nigerian." And I quickly asked, "What about Nigerian? Do you know that the impression that lady, the storekeeper, gave to those people, he actually went to the third building, which incidentally is an asylum. So she went to report that somebody escaped from the asylum and was threatening her. So when those guys now heard me and noticed that my accent was
and you were in
Nigeria, she came to report that you are one of the inmates in the asylum.
No, that Nigerians, like you said, Nigerians are very restless. I went to Benin Republic here, and there was in one of their choice areas, there was this traffic light, and by the time it turned red, from amber to red, so everyone stopped. But from one lane, somebody just took off and crossed. You didn't know that there were policemen in front, so they stopped him. When they checked out, and someone said it must be Nigerian, and when they checked out, it was Nigerian.
I'm telling you.
Unfortunately, not trying to paint us in bad image.
No, but that is the reality.
The rage, we have this kind of rage,
Yes.
But when we go outside, when we
but
go
we have
to
a
the
way of
Western
normalizing
world,
our attitude.
When we go to the Western world, we adjust.
Do you think we adjust?
We adjust.
Moses, we don't.
We do.
Moses, we don't.
We do.
We
fall in line.
Should I give you stories? Western world. I've been to Germany. You see where Igbos gather, and when they are drinking and playing music in the suburb of the city, and you begin to wonder, this place that is very calm, this place that is very quiet, it's even worse in Asia. In Asia, the moment they say African restaurant, 95% chances are that is where you can buy egusi or bono soup and all of that.
Dishes,
the outside will be very peaceful in the day from like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Guy, in the evening, they will man speakers. And you know what? For every person there, for every 10 people you see there, they are students. They are paper now. I'm a student. Now, they will come and, you know how tables are, drinking tables. Outside, though, outside, drinking tables. And you have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 15, 16, 17 bottles of beer. And if you have a friend that is Chinese or around all those neighborhoods, they will come and say, you student, you student, you student. And meanwhile, there are 4 of them sharing 2 bottles of beer in their own corner. And they are wondering, all these students.
Are you making this much money?
So, and you know, when they want to catch one, you know what they do? That time, what they used to do is, if you run too much, they throw a net.
A net?
A net now. Like you want to catch fish, yes? They throw a net. And you know one funny thing? When they want to arrest an African, when I say African, I'm probably talking about Nigerian because 9 out of 10 Africans you see there are Nigerians. And 7 of those 9 people are from
your particular part.
When they want to arrest, if they want to arrest you, it's probably because you've had a problem with their own native. They will come like 4 or 5 policemen, and all of them in their hostels, they have pistols. It's given. So, but if it is a problem,
they expect violence.
Ordinarily, that's how they walk around.
Okay.
That's how they walk around. So, but if you have a problem with, if it's you and I, you went to report me, the moment they see your name, say African, say Africa. Say go and settle your problem with your brother. Except it's a very serious crime, you know,
against the state.
Against the state, maybe you have killed somebody, or there's a burglar and some major accident and all of that. But if it is between 2 of you, they say go and settle your problem.
Oh well, we've been joined by Comrade Ibrahim Momo. Comrade, good morning to you. Welcome. Happy New Year to you. Good morning to you. Happy New Year. Welcome.
Yeah, I can hear you. Good morning.
Yes,
Happy
yes.
New Year
So
to you too.
you're basically just going down memory lane, talking about some events that happened in 2025. I don't know, 2026 is in my mouth. I like it. But so some events that happened in 2025. Just looking at a few of those events, and we've shared some already before you joined the conversation. But let's touch on a few other things. On September 26, there was this news report that rocked Nigeria that there were attempts by some senior military officers to overthrow the federal government. Now, the report, which quickly gained traction on social media, linked the detention of 16 officers to the supposed plan. The defense headquarters, however, was swift to dismiss the allegations. And then Brigadier General Tuka Gusau, then Director of Defense Information, described the report as false and intended to cause unnecessary tension and distrust among the populace. And he added that the detained officers, were being investigated for issues of indiscipline, and that the cancellation of the Independence Day military parade was purely administrative. Well, days after that, military investigators probing the alleged attempted coup started working with the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission and the Nigeria Financial Intelligence Unit to unravel the financial flows linked to individuals accused of bankrolling the plot. And then weeks later, former Bayelsa State Governor Timipre Silva was declared wanted, and Nigerians he quickly linked it together. Well, that's in September. October had its own, events, but one of those events in October that really rocked the nation was on October 31, actually, where U.S. President Donald Trump officially designated Nigeria as a country of particular concern. And we've seen how that went. The labeling of Nigeria as a particular concern, a country of particular concern, and then the months that followed, we saw threats, visa bans, threats to invade the airspace of Nigeria, and in December 25th, actually, there was an actual bombing from, a U.S. missile. These events. Now, How do you react to these events shared so far and some of the experiences that you had in 2025?
Issues you raised, one around the coup, attempted coup plots, coup d'etat.
Visit our website www.vop.ng for fresh and trending news. Also watch us live on SLTV channel 264, VOP TV, Voice of the People Television.
Do you want your voice to be heard? Do you know that you matter in the scheme of things? The People's Voice, the show where ordinary citizens take center stage as we discuss the biggest stories that affect you and I. With you in mind, we facilitate lively discussions, debates, and interviews on the topics that matter most to you and I. From social justice to economic empowerment, education to healthcare, governance, and more. Tackling tough topics and amplifying your voice. Join the conversation and make your voice count. The People's Voice. Make your voice count.
Are you ready for the extraordinary? Something big is happening on your screen. Introducing VOP TV. Now streaming on SLTV channel 264. From breaking news to captivating conversations, news analysis, giving you all sides to the story. We break in-depth discussions on the issues that matter, from politics to sports, entertainment, and